evening, everybody. We got here a 1v1 arena matchup, so a little bit of a difference from our typical 1v1 Arabias, and let's get right into it with the civilizations and the players. So we do have in the blue already pushing in his deer, Modri playing as the Malay, and just leaving that deer to sit there, I suppose. And then in the red, we do have JorDan playing as the Mongols. So definitely going to see both of these players wanting to get hunt, especially playing as the Mongols. You want to be pushing in those deer, and for a map like this, a good position to be in is pushing in those deer, getting those boars as quickly as possible. And so, typical arena game, we will see them build up their economy. We won't see that early aggression that we do see in a typical 1v1 Arabia. Instead, playing it a little bit more safe, making sure they have the economy before pushing out just because of these stone walls that are protecting the base. Both players going to just boom up for now. But let's take a look at the civilizations. I'm not sure if they did random civilizations because, well, Mongols versus Malay, my favor would be definitely towards the Mongols as this game progresses. Such a powerhouse civilization with their great siege and their strong Mangudai. The Malay, a little bit of a weaker civilization, but still capable and still able to do some damage against the Mongols. Of course, Malay do get some interesting bonuses with quick uptime, so we could be seeing maybe a little bit more aggression with castles or towers, but time will have to tell what comes out from that. Interesting though, JorDan is spending a lot of time scouting around the map. He really wants to see what's going on rather than pushing in these deer. So that tells me, since both of these players are already scouting the enemy, I want to know, well, is there some aggression that's going to be coming out of this? And Modri's going to win the first scout battle. So JorDan has to run inside and might be a good opportunity to push in the deer now that this boar is being collected. And that's exactly what he's going to do. As the players are both at 15 villagers, we do see that they are collecting in boars. They're just doing a standard build and might just see one player go a little bit quicker up to the feudal age, but again, it looks like probably just fast castle ages. Those are pretty typical for a arena matchup, as the deer is just running back and forth between the scout and the villagers here. So we will watch that for a few moments, but not too long. Players now starting to build out their economies, adding in second lumber camp now for Modri, getting that variability for the lumberjacks so that they're not bumping into one another. Having only 4 on each lumber camp really helps out with that, as they do not then bump into one another and cause delays. Farm already up for JorDan as the deer are being pushed in, and we will be seeing the next age coming in very shortly here. And in the meantime, both players have mapped out the base. One thing to note, JorDan has these 3 golds all on the same spot. It's not spotted by the enemy, but if there were a tower or a castle here, that could cause big problems, considering the only stone that he has safely within his walls is in this area as well. Luckily for Modri, he does have this back gold, as well as a safer stone. So he is in a little bit of a better position, but he does have this forward gold as well. I do prefer the wood lines that are in JorDan's base. He does have more access to safe wood lines, whereas Modri is kind of forced to go into this back corner, and that could cause problems further on, but shouldn't be anything that's really taken advantage of too much. As far as relics go, we do see that JorDan has 3 close by to his base and 2 that are closer to Modri. But if either player prioritizes the relics, they should be all right to get that that relic in from the monks. And JorDan has already clicked up to the next stage. He will start researching it now. Modri doesn't yet have it, so that is the biggest benefit of playing as the Malay. Because of their faster uptimes, you can fit in a few extra villagers and still get up around the same time. As we see a barracks coming up for JorDan on the front, he's going to want to play this a little bit more defensively and be ready for any sort of pushes that do come out. Both the players will be totally fine to hit the next age, the castle age, when they get to that point. And of course, Modri will likely click up to the next stage shortly, but JorDan less than a minute away from the feudal age, and Modri will be clicking up very shortly here, I believe. There we go. One more villager gets out, and as you can see here, we have 25 villagers for JorDan, and this will be 29 for Modri. So that is a big economic advantage. And he even snuck in one more villager. He's going to be at 30 vills. But JorDan will be in the next age now, and immediately drops a blacksmith and a stable. So going for a little bit more aggression, wants to get that map control for JorDan, and he wants to make sure that he is safe for as long as possible. He almost has the food resources and the gold resources to go up, so he's going to have a very good castle age time. In the meantime, we do see that Modri is going to also put a barracks down. He is going to make sure that he has some sort of defense should there be a push from the enemy. JorDan has now clicked up to the castle age, good castle age time, and he only has a few on food for now, and then is going to move more on to wood, making sure that he's collecting up where possible. And look at this. What do we have out of the Malay player? Well, we have a stable coming up and a blacksmith on the back. So one thing about the Malay, they do have elephants. That is in their back pocket, of course. Not always seen, especially on arena games, but it could be very strong. I mean, the elephants have such high HP, such good attack, and with the Malay bonus, they can be a viable option, definitely. Both players now on the way up to the castle age, and the scouts battling it out a little bit as a scout is coming out for JorDan, and a scout is also coming out for Modri. So both players going to vie for center control. So there will be about a 20-second difference in castle age time, but look at the difference in villagers. 5 extra villagers for Modri, and that is just because the Malay get that faster up time. That is the big bonus, and that is a really important thing to give you a good power spike early on in the castle age. Having those extra villagers producing and collecting is really, really important, as we see a monastery getting dropped and light cavalry being researched by JorDan. This scout fight, Modri really needs to be engaging now before the light cavalry update comes in 15 seconds. Modri now upgrading to light cavalry as well, but he's going to be 30 seconds behind. So bit of a delay there, as both players will be trying to get those relics. Once the relics are in, the light cavalry will mostly be just vying for positioning, but getting that trickle of resources is such an important part of arena games, because obviously we do have these golds, but they run out eventually, and once we start looking at late game and even just looking at getting bonuses, it can be very important. Both players prioritizing wood as well, and both players still sitting on one town center. They want to make sure that their monasteries are safe and that they are getting out. One benefit of having a monk is the healing up of your units. So that is always a good thing, and both players are going to heal up, but a bit scared to move out as of yet, because light cavalry, with their attack, it can cause a quick kill to occur. I mean, only 30 HP on these monks, and if we take a look we can see it only takes a few hits to kill a monk from a light cavalry. As the light cav are gonna unite, start to attack, and 2 monks now for Modri, and the monk for JorDan has already gone out and picked up the first relic, so snuck out there when he knew the army of the enemy was away. JorDan also building a second town center now with 2 villagers, and so he will be wanting to bolster his economy a little bit better, but not quite there yet. As the monks go for the conversion, light cavalry are better against monks than the enemy, and 2 monks go down. Disastrous for Modri. Not a single conversion came in. 2 monks for free out of that. And that is a disaster, as the town center now going up for Modri and the third for JorDan. And Modri now very behind with those monks falling, able to attack with the light cavalry. Husbandry coming in for JorDan, but one thing to note, +1 attack is in for Modri, and it is not in for JorDan, so the advantage is for Modri on this fight, and now he runs the field. He needs to go find the relics before they get taken in, because this second one is already on the way in for JorDan. Third down center going up on the wood line as well for Modri, and it might just be another relic coming in for JorDan. He's just a bit too late to get that one. He's chasing around on this other side as well. That extra attack is so important right now, and he's going to need to boom up a little bit. The monk behind trying to get a conversion, but doesn't get the conversion for JorDan either. We'll see if Modri can get any relics out of this. He will definitely get this one, but we'll see if he can get any of these other 2 and this one that's hiding in the corner, as both of the players are very close for villager counts, 49 to 50, so JorDan has evened it out by building a little bit of a quicker town center, and Modri loses another monk trying to get this relic, so that's a little bit of a mess. 1 relic in for Modri. He will go for another conversion, but won't be able to get it. And this relic is going to be fought over quite hard, as markets are coming up, and we will likely see some trades going on. See if this relic can be taken. This scout is going to be very difficult, and that scout's going to pick off this monk as well. So annoying to deal with, and there you go. The monk does get picked off, but the light cavalry also dies. And this monk still hasn't been spotted, so that's really annoying for JorDan, all things considered. He needs to move forward, Modri, with this monk, but there's another light cavalry running around trying to pick him off, and it won't be enough. Light cavalry is looping around, didn't see the monk though, so that is a big deal, as once this relic gets closer in to his base, it'll be a lot easier to engage with. The light cavalry running forward, and the monk will get close enough. Oh, it's an interesting turnaround there. The monk just gets thrown off there, and this light cavalry, good move to just run back and forth, patrol with it, and make sure you see the monk when the monk comes in, because JorDan is trying his hardest to hide that monk. And the light cavalry is running just out of the line of sight, and there we go. The monk is spotted with the relic, and the monk goes down. So a little bit of evenness, and they both laugh as JorDan was trying to sneak his way by, but didn't quite make it yet. JorDan on 4 town centers, of course, so his boom is getting a little bit stronger. He's still 2 behind for villager counts, and we see the monk moving forward. But we need the light cavalry, and 2 light cavalry out here. That's the problem with monks, is it's such a pain to deal with light cavalry, and right here we might even see these 2 monks go down. as this light cavalry is going to defend here, but against 2 monks it'll be a little bit harder. There we go, a backup light cavalry comes out, and we might see the push for Modri. And here we go, JorDan will collect up this relic in the south of his base. He will get that in no problem, and Modri still unable to collect up the relic. Will he be able to save this monk? No, he will not. Another monk goes down. Light cavalry, so hard to convert, such a pain to deal with. And more conversions going after, and that was a quick conversion. That's good for Modri. He will get 1 relic. Look at all of this push back and forth for these relics, and JorDan just wins with 3 versus 2. This is the opportunity now to run forward with those monks and grab the relics. But in the meantime, both of these players have been booming up, and Modri is going up to the next stage. He's got archers, he's upgrading to crossbow, he's getting fletching in. He's going to be adding some crossbows into his army, and he will be in a very good position, as he does have 89 villagers, and JorDan at 92, of course, still in the castle age and looking to go a little bit more into siege. He did see that archery range getting built up, but was unable to do anything as of yet. Modri now going out, getting this forward gold. He wants to establish a little bit more control. And here we can see the 2 monks are going to do enough if they can get a conversion. Hey, these are 4 monks, and these villagers were going to run forward, but not doing it now. And JorDan now cleans up the light cavalry of the enemy, and 3 crossbows is not going to be enough to defend against a big army of light cavalry. This is quite a few light cavalry. He needs more crossbows on the field, and he does now have enough to start engaging, and he can run behind his walls always. So Modri in a little bit of a worse position, as the Mongol player is going up to the Imperial Age as well. Modri's already in the Imperial Age, so we will see that he does have the tech advantage, as chemistry is coming in, bracer already in, and a castle is coming up on the front with a siege workshop next to it. The light cavalry just going to pick off this villager possibly, and the monk going to try to take this relic. That is a risky move for the monk to go for. See if he can sneak away with it, and he does. Great distraction there from the light cavalry, as the monk is running away right now, and JorDan is trying to get into a safe position, and that's it. The monk goes down, but the other one's right behind. It will likely come forward in no time. Castle is very safe for JorDan, so a lot safer of a castle, as Arbalest is in, ballistics is coming in shortly, and this monk will try to run away as well, but not quite able to do it. I mean, with these Arbalests, we see way too much attack for the monk to be doing too much good. Bombard cannons coming out for the Malay player, and big economy for both of these players. 1 extra town center for JorDan, but still, now these golds are within range of these Arbalests, and that is a pain because there's only 1 gold. And Mangonels coming forward. Mangonels do have 6 range. Arbalests can outrange them at this point in the game, but these Mangonels can be upgraded to onagers, and then it becomes a disaster to micro against. This is a lot of them too. 8 Mangonels right now on the field. Can be picked off, but they have to be constantly watching, as the Mangonel will go down. It wasn't quite saved, and Arbalest's getting a ton of shots to the face, going down pretty quick. Bombard cannons, of course, able to outrange, but that will not last forever, as more Arbalests are coming out, more Bombard cannons are coming out, and now even these 2 Arbalests on this side able to engage a little bit more. Stables coming along the sides, so we will be seeing more stable units no Mangadai as of yet, and against a big, massive Arbalest might not be necessarily the best move to go for a big group of Mangadai. But now the Onagers will be upgraded to Siege Onager eventually, I would assume, but they are looping around. They actually might deny this town center. It's almost as if they knew that he would be here, but no, not quite. They instead go for that watchtower and, or sorry, that outpost, and will be taken out by the bombard cannon. The wall is going to be open shortly, and Onagers going to be taken out by bombard cannons, no problem. Big range difference there. And Modri is in a good position right now, but it's hard to push against this many siege units like this. Very difficult to push, and the villager gets taken out, but the Onagers will still be able to do enough. It's so difficult to be microing with Onagers and bombard cannons at the same time, but now we have Karambits, so able to just run in. They're such cheap units, it doesn't even matter if you lose this whole army, but if they can take out a couple of Onagers, which they definitely can, it will cause some problems. Lots of Onagers going down, but lots of light cavalry being made at the same time. Hussar is coming in, and it has been spotted, but Hussar is going to totally be able to run right into this and engage very well. Elite Karambit coming in. The first armor upgrade will be in, or sorry, is already in, and the second one will be in shortly, and now plate mail is coming in as well. Karambits, so good because it doesn't matter if you lose them. They're so cheap. They can totally be rebuilt later. But look at this group of Onagers actually doing quite a bit of damage to their own light cavalry there. Light cavalry are going to fall like crazy, but they might be able to take out a few of the siege units. And while they're taking out the siege units and distracting, these Onagers going to get some shots off, but not quite enough to totally win the matchup. Bombard cannons are falling, but in the meantime, there are Karambits and Arbalests in the back of JorDan's base. A good castle here on the side, as this castle is already up to protect. And Modri selling wood to get gold, and that gold price is really getting bad. He's going to try to go for this forward gold, but won't be able to quite yet. Yeah, decides to run away for now. Probably a good choice. The Karambits now running in, but how do you attack this with Karambits? Well, it's so difficult. You gotta hope that the enemy takes out some of their own units, and that is a possibility even here. If this Onager goes for a shot, yeah, lots of light cavalry falling, or Hussars falling, but still a big army of Onagers. And the bombard cannons are caught out of place. The Hussars are falling like crazy, but the bombard cannons will also be falling to them, and he's able to save them all. That is a big deal, as we see a move into Halberdiers. Halberdiers will be able to do a little bit more, but Modri needs a lot more on food. He doesn't have the food economy right now to be doing that, and look at these Karambits just completely destroyed, but doesn't matter. The bombards are hitting from the other side, and we will see Halberdiers coming out now too. Bombards are attacking. This castle will get a couple of shots off on an Onager as well. Doesn't make any hits yet, and there takes it out. So big armies here, lots of siege, but of course not quite enough right now for JorDan to make the push strong. He needs some more siege behind, and that's what he has. He has capped rams and he has a trebuchet. He needs to push these castles and make sure that he makes room for himself. As now we have a lot of Halberdiers coming out, and they will be a direct counter to everything that's on the field right now for JorDan. The Karambits are sort of throwaway units. You can lose them if you need to, and it won't cause too much of a problem. They're so cheap to build and can just run right into the economy of the enemy, and that's exactly what Modri's trying to do here. But in the meantime, there are Captorams running in, and Captorams are just so quick. Big cleanup here from the Halberdiers, from the Arbalests, and now the Trebuchets will start to fall to the Arbalests too. This is a big deal as the Karambits are trying to take out the Captorams. This castle will go down if it doesn't get repaired shortly, but should be enough if he starts repairing. Modri needs to repair this. He's got the stone for it, but he's got one trebuchet still taking out the castle. He needs to take out this trebuchet right now. The repairs are coming in, and the castle will stay up for now. Will be repaired. Big shots from these onagers. These onagers just doing probably as much damage to the own light cavalry as they are to the enemy, but this is now the big fight. There's Karambits, there's Halberdiers all streaming across. Not many siege units left. Chemistry is coming in, Bracer is coming in, but I don't know if it's enough. We even see Scorpions for JorDan as he's able to collect this gold back here, and that is now spotted by the enemy. So that will be a pain point for JorDan as we continue. Scorpions, so good if you can mask them up, especially against archers and infantry units. But at the meantime, JorDan is being pushed further and further into this corner, and now these golds are being ranged, and most of what he is building is gold units. So this gold is the important gold for him right now. Just over 1,000 gold in that pile. Not too much in these piles either, and villagers falling all over the place. Modri totally safe in his economy. Lots of Arbalests dying to this onager, but the bombard cannon's able to take it out, and looks like Modri has the win for now, but we will see if JorDan has anything up his sleeve. I've seen JorDan come back from much bigger deficits than this, but I don't think it's quite enough in this case. The Karambits now running against the Scorpions. The Scorpions able to do quite a bit of damage, but not enough. And the thing is, Modri can continue to push his economy and push these units forward as a castle's being dropped right on this gold. And this gold is one of the most gold in the game right now, almost 2,000 gold in there, and there is not much left anywhere else on the map for JorDan. The push is happening with the Hussars, with the Scorpions, but it's just not enough. The sheer mass of Karambits and Halberdiers is too much to engage against, and they get in close. The castle is down, and that is GG. That was a great way to play the Malay. Keep the push on, keep that aggression. Don't let the Mongol player get to that late powerhouse civilization that they're so well known. Keep them on the back foot. Great game.